Let's bring in Fox News senior strategic analyst, retired General Jack Keane. General, thanks for being here. Your thoughts on this day?
Well, it's certainly an astounding day in terms of what's taken place before our eyes. And I think from the perspective of the military, the American people, our soldiers, who participate in Afghanistan, it's also a humiliating day and very frustrating. There's been some serious miscalculations made here, Brett. I mean, just a few weeks ago, the president was claiming that the Taliban cannot take over the country. The Afghan security forces are going to be able to stand up against it. And obviously, what's unfolded before our eyes is quite the opposite. And there are reasonable explanations for why that is the case. Why is the situation collapsing so quickly? And one of the intangibles that's so difficult to measure by our intelligence community or even our military leaders is what would be the impact of taking decisive air power away from the Afghan security forces, who are used to having U.S. air power and U.S. intelligence in support of them. And they've always, with that air power, been able to stop Taliban offensives in the past. If we pull that out, what is the impact of that? Well, that's a subjective evaluation, to be sure, and even the military people didn't know what that impact would have on the security forces, and you can see it right before our eyes. It's not the only reason, but it's the primary reason. This is a ground force that's used to having very capable U.S. air support when there's an offensive taking place, and they don't have it. Now, they're coming from other countries, but they call it over the horizon. But listen, it's 8 hours to get to the target, Brett. Yeah. They can't stay that long. When you're dealing with an offensive, you have to have enduring, consistent air power staying on the target continuously for hours, and that makes the enemy go away. And we need ground coordinators to make that air power more effective.
There are a lot of people who say
that's part of the reason.
This is a long time. This is almost 2 decades on the ground. And I did many stories in Afghanistan about the Afghan training and the efforts to get that force up and running, the money that was spent, the equipment that was sent to them. And the Afghan forces number a significant number, and they have good equipment. But yet, we're saying that they can't defend themselves. We're seeing these cities fall one after another: Herat, Ghazni, Kandahar this afternoon, and maybe Kabul, although there's some thought that maybe they're not going to do the big fight in Kabul and just wait to negotiate.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, and that's a valid point to make. We've been there 20 years. We're there because we're involved in a multi-generational war against radical Islam that doesn't have an end date that I'm aware of. But certainly we have national leaders that have determined that. As to the forces themselves, the Afghan security forces, listen, we've always had problems with them. We've never said that this is a highly capable force that I'm aware of. But nonetheless, we believe we were training them to be effective enough with the enablers provided to them to be able to deal with the Taliban. We knew full well they couldn't defeat the Taliban. I mean, we didn't have enough forces there to do that ourselves when we were there. But we knew for a fact that the Taliban didn't have the capability to take the country over either, and it was stalemated, and that's why people were seeking, a political solution to what appeared to be somewhat of an intractable problem for both sides. That wasn't the answer either, obviously.
Yeah. General, you served in the Vietnam War. You were a Ranger paratrooper, platoon leader, company commander. Today, that image of Vietnam came up in the questioning of Admiral John Kirby. Take a listen.
Are you going to avoid a parallel with the fall of Saigon?
What this is going to look like is what it is. We're not walking away from our commitments to the Afghan forces. We're not completely eliminating our diplomatic presence on the ground. We're still going to have diplomats there. Nobody is abandoning Afghanistan. It's not walking away from it. It's doing the right thing at the right time to protect our people.
Your thoughts on the comparison, the contrasts, and where we are today?
Well, certainly, it is a reason for a comparison, certainly. We did lose political support and resolve for the war in Vietnam, which finally, the Congress terminated any financial supports. We can no longer provide air power to support the ground forces, which were the South Vietnamese. And what we're seeing right before our eyes today happened then. The North Vietnamese rolled it up very quickly. I was just, it was like a gut punch. for a platoon leader, company commander, to see an ending like that. I really held my senior military leaders in somewhat in contempt, to be frank about it, for having a wrong strategy for 3 years, from 65 to 68, which protracted the war, and for my national leaders not having the stomach to stand up to what was taking place. And here we've made similar miscalculations in my mind. Listen, we have 5 places, Brett, and I think that we have evolved over the global war on terror. We've gotten more sophisticated about it. There's 40 to 50 movements out there. We're only involved in 5. Syria, Iraq, Yemen, East Africa, and Afghanistan was one of them. This is where U.S. troops are involved for one reason only, because all 5 of those places, we believe, the radicals there have aspirations to attack the American people.
I only have a few seconds, General, but let me just ask this.
And it's a modest force for all of that. And seems to me to be a prudent decision in how you're going to secure the American people.
Just a few seconds. Do you think the Trump administration would do something different in exiting this than the Biden administration has done?
Well, I'm not even convinced that President Trump would eventually have exited it, even though it obviously was part of his campaign. But, I mean, I can't do anything but speculate about that. I don't know for sure. Listen, I do know when you made the decision to leave, Brett, there should have been a lot of other issues on the table. What are we going to do to prevent the Taliban from taking over? Because you can't convince me that President Biden has any interest in the Taliban running Afghanistan with all the geopolitical significance that has in dealing with our adversaries and our allies, certainly. That's not on his agenda. So what was the thoughts and the process? How do we prevent that from happening? Does 31 August really make sense? And how are we going to apportion the resources? I don't know if those questions really got answered, or even asked for that matter, because this is huge miscalculation.
Yeah, and there's no sense the Taliban wants international recognition from the UN or anybody else. General Jack Keane, we appreciate your analysis always.
Yeah, great talking to you, Brett.